And we begin this Monday night with the weather impact. Rain moving through central Indiana overnight. We may even get thunder or hail. Thanks for inviting us in. It's 11 o'clock. Angela's tracking what's heading our way to tomorrow. We can already see it showing up.
Yes, it is showing up on radar, and it will be here for the morning drive. Rain and a morning commute. Bad combination.
Okay.
It's going to take us a little longer to get where we're going first thing tomorrow morning. You can see the rain and, yes, even a few thunderstorms developing out to our west, counting the lightning strikes here. Nothing severe right now, but it can't be completely ruled out as we head into our Tuesday. Don't forget the umbrella and a few extra minutes to get where you're going early tomorrow, and the coat too. We're going to be stuck in the 40s most of the day with a couple rounds of heavier rain, especially early, arriving after midnight, impacting that Tuesday morning drive. We'll talk about additional thunderstorm potential in a few minutes.
All right, we'll see you in a little bit, Angela. Thanks. Tonight, a deadly mistake at a front door and a criminal charge now filed in Boone County. A homeowner is accused tonight of voluntary manslaughter after investigators say he shot and killed cleaning worker Maria Florinda Rios Perez, who arrived at the wrong home. Police tell us she was at 62-year-old Kurt Anderson's house in Whitestown. That's when he shot Perez through a closed door. The Boone County prosecutor says this case does not meet Indiana's stand your ground protections. Our Alex Almanza is digging into this case tonight as attorneys for both families are now responding. Alex?
Scott, we're hearing two very different versions of the same moment. Prosecutors say Anderson fired without justification, while his attorney says he was acting exactly as Indiana law allows. But these documents filed today show the evidence each side is relying on. Boone County prosecutors are explaining why they've charged homeowner Kurt Anderson with voluntary manslaughter.
Cases of this nature require a meticulous review of every detail.
Investigators saying Anderson fired a single shot through his locked front door, killing Maria Florinda Rios Perez as she arrived at the wrong home for her job.
We have determined that Kurt Anderson's actions do not fall within the legal protections provided by the Indiana Stand Your Ground law.
But Anderson's attorney Guy Relford says the state got it wrong and that Anderson believed someone was breaking in, posting on X that his actions were, quote, fully justified by the Castle Doctrine provision of Indiana's self-defense law, and that, quote, the law does not allow a criminal conviction based on hindsight. Instead, Mr. Anderson's action must be evaluated based on the circumstances as he perceived them. Perez's family attorneys say it's a case they've never seen.
But the children and the family demand justice so that other families do not have to go through what we are going through.
Community advocates helping the family say their focus now is supporting Maria's children, including a 1-year-old boy who just celebrated a birthday without his mother.
The main focus is that Maria is not forgotten in this moment, and that there is still, a movement to seek justice.
Megan Tomlinson runs a nonprofit and is helping the family keep Maria's legacy alive. For her, it's personal.
My mom was murdered. There's no justice for her. And so I spent a lot of time with the prosecutors, working with them to get her case reopened and then charges filed. But I think this is exactly what the family was wanting, was some sort of justice.
Now, Anderson is being held without bond until his initial hearing. That's scheduled for Friday, and prosecutors say they won't comment further until the case is over. Scott?
Alex, thanks so much. Now, tomorrow, the man suspected of opening fire on his roommate and her boyfriend is due in court on preliminary charges of murder and attempted murder. Tonight, the family of the man killed says they are really struggling to accept what happened.
Everybody loved him. I mean, you couldn't hate him. He would help anybody.
44-year-old Jason Griffin died after getting to the hospital. His girlfriend was also shot but survived. All of this unfolding Saturday inside of a home on the near south side of Indianapolis. Police tell us the woman's roommate, a 64-year-old man, came into the bedroom and started shooting. Griffin's 15-year-old son was downstairs. Now, we just got the court documents in this case. They reveal the man told police he intended the shooting to be a murder-suicide, but his gun misfired. Griffin's loved ones remember him as the most caring man.
I mean, he meant literally the world to us. It just feels like I've lost my dad. And I feel like my son was robbed of getting to grow up to know the amazing man he was.
Tonight, the suspect is in the Marion County Jail. Now, we checked online records tonight, and they say he is expected in court tomorrow afternoon. The prosecutor has not yet filed formal charges in the case. Tomorrow, Indiana lawmakers will meet for the first time to outline plans for the upcoming legislative session, but there is one subject still looming over the proceedings: redistricting. Just last week, Senate Majority Leader Rod Bray announced the Senate would not meet to consider redrawing Indiana's congressional map. He said the support was not there. We caught up with Bray and House Speaker Todd Huston today at the annual legislative preview breakfast, but they left without taking any questions. Governor Mike Braun is pushing lawmakers to show up and take a public vote. Democratic Senate Minority Leader Shelley Yoder addressed the governor's post.
We show up for work. What's being asked of us was unprecedented, and folks took several long months to listen to their constituents, and again and again and again. Hoosiers made their voices very loud and very clear. They do not want their congressional maps redrawn.
There's also been vocal pushback from the White House. President Donald Trump posted on social media today criticizing Bray and other senators supporting him. He says lines are forming to run against them in the primaries. Trump predicting every one of them will lose in record numbers. Bray is not up for re-election until 2028. Friday, 2 senators confirmed they've been invited to the Oval Office as this battle over redistricting goes from the State House to the White House. Our Dustin Grove and Emily Longnecker have been following this redistricting debate for months now. They also discussed it on their most recent episode of Crossroads Politics. You can watch it because it's streaming right now over on WTHR+. Right now, residents are saying no to a proposed data center planned for 12 acres of land on the city's Near East Side. And tonight, they're sharing their growing frustrations with our Matthew Fultz.
We're learning that the company Metro Blocks is filing for rezoning of land right here behind me in the Martindale-Brightwood neighborhood in hopes of bringing in their proposed data center. But residents here are continuing to say no. They believe that this proposed data center will not bring anything positive to their neighborhood. A handful of residents and members of Protect Martindale-Brightwood Neighborhood Coalition held signs that say no data center Monday afternoon. They are continuing to oppose the planned data center, believing that it will be harmful to the area. Metro Block says they would build sound barriers around their building and claim their generators will not pollute the area.
This is not a harmless small-scale tech project. It is a walled-off industrial fortress.
This is much different in terms of much smaller, different technology and a different mission, and I believe it creates economic development for our area.
Now, I did reach out to Metro Blocks for a statement in response to what neighbors and community members have to say here. I have yet to hear back from them. However, I did hear from the attorney representing Metro Blocks, and he tells me that right now they have a hearing set for December 11th, which is on rezoning this land here at 25th and Sherman. Reporting on Indy's Near East Side, I'm Matthew Fultz, 13 News.
Here's a look at the other stories making headlines right now. Investigators have just identified the guardsman who was killed in that crash on I-65 in Boone County as 23-year-old Terry Fry from Lafayette. He served in the Guard since March of 2020 as an infantryman with Company D in Frankfort. Fry died after the Humvee he was in flipped over Friday. 3 other soldiers were seriously injured. Tonight, a 15-year-old boy is facing charges as an adult for the murders of his dad and great uncle. This happened in Owen County back in August. 43-year-old Grantham Chandler and 61-year-old Jeffrey Fauber died in the shooting. Police say 15-year-old Jeremiah Dill turned himself in. Dill's trial is scheduled for April. Tonight, a driver is charged after a hit and run that sent a 2-year-old to the hospital. The boy was treated at Riley for severe road rash. This happened in a parking lot near Hannah and Madison Avenue here in Indianapolis. The driver eventually returned to the scene. She's due in court next month. Tonight, airlines are resuming their normal flight schedules. The move ends restrictions put in place during the government shutdown at 40 major airports, including Indianapolis. And this comes ahead of Thanksgiving weekend, the busiest air travel period of the year. Tonight we're getting a look at the newly finished reimagined Pleasant Street project in Noblesville. City leaders say it will open up downtown to move visitors by expanding Pleasant Street to 4 lanes. The goal here is to reduce congestion in this area. It also expands the Midland Trace Trail, connecting with the Riverwalk and Nickel Plate trails. Remember, you can find all of our latest local stories anytime on our 13 News app.